Hello and welcome back to a new moon, a new set of 72 names, 6 combination that correspond with this month of Virgo, this month of Elul. It's a very powerful month ahead of us, one of the most important months of the year. And I'm sure you have all been connecting to the streaming or classes through your teacher about planting really the seed of this month of Elul that just started. I want to share a little bit about this very inspiring message and a lesson from Michael Berg from many years ago that is kept with me in relate to this month. And the two corresponded 72 names for this week that help us to connect more with the energy of this month of Elul, with the light that exists for all of us. Is the combination is Lamed Kaf Bet, which known to be finish what you started, as well as Vav Shin Resh, which known to be about memories. So let's see how both of them really supporting us this week, supporting us for the beginning of this 4 weeks ahead of this important month. You know, one of the gifts that studying this knowledge of Kabbalah and that we're receiving from the greatest Kabbalists in generations, that we become more aware through this knowledge, we become more aware of the energies of the different times of the year. One day is never like the other. We know that one month is different energy than the other month, of course. And through this knowledge that we received from the various Kabbalists and our teachers, the Rav and Karen, and with Michael, is really is helping us to understand the unique light that is really available for all of us during any particular day, any particular week, or any particular month. And it's really to make sure that we are receiving the light that is becoming available for us, and the light that really is being sent to us with lots of blessings per day, per month, and obviously per year. And really it's coming to our life. And if we really choose to, as we mentioned, it was mentioned to us before by Michael Berg, is like if we choose even like 1 month to really become spiritual in our life, is the month of Virgo, this month that we just entered, the month of Elul. And why is that? Because the possibility of change and bringing new light and new fulfillment to our life is actually exist and available for us in the next 4 weeks to come. And the only thing that required from us is truly to be focused on this month and our spiritual work in a very different way than any other times during the year. In the portion of Yitro in the Zohar, in verse 241, it's mentioned there about Jacob, that Jacob, we know, representing the energy of balance, the energy of the realm of Tiferet, Sfirat Tiferet, the energy of like an understanding and so many great lessons from the transformation of Jacob to become Israel. It's basically the transformation of a person that really went through various challenges in his life, becoming the conduit of blessings of light coming into our life all the time. And in that verse in Yitro, it's mentioned there that Jacob revealed the light of the month of Aries and the month of Taurus. It's Nisan and Iyar. He really revealed the energy of that light, and he also, it's mentioned there that he grabbed the light of the third month, the consecutive third month, which is the month of Sivan, and he revealed tremendous amount of light in those 3 months. Known to be, Sivan is known to be the month of Gemini, is the month that the revelation of the tremendous amount of light of the Torah has been revealed in that particular month, and it's really because he made a lot of effort in the month of Aries and Taurus to reveal tremendous amount of light. So the collective energy of the 3 months, the grouping of those 3 months, are able to transform one's life. So it says that if a person for 3 consecutive months really do a spiritual work, grabbing the light that exists in each of the particular month, is able to transform a person's life from one side to another. And it's known also that there's always balance in creation. So when we have 3 positive months that able us to be really transformed completely, there is 3 months of challenging months coming forward. So the following months after Sivan, after the month of Gemini, is the month of Cancer and the month of Leo and the month of Elul. So we know, based on our previous classes together, we know that the month of Cancer and the month of Leo are known to be Tammuz and Av, are very challenging time. We have the 3 weeks of Nereist in between the 2 months and so forth. And as 3 months of positive and because of the light, it's considered to be positive because the light is easily accessible. The following 3 months are much more challenging, as I mentioned, and because to reveal the light there, we need to put much more effort. And the month of Elul, which we are just entered, the month of Virgo, considered to be a very important one, as we have the opportunity that the 3rd month, which is the month of Elul, and Jacob said in this, as it mentioned in this verse, that Jacob said to make sure that we are grabbing this month, the light of Elul, and not continuing the negativity or more of a challenging. So we have a message from Jacob for all of us that in this month we need to grab the light. We literally need to grab this light. Also known that Moses, after the fall of the Israelites with their behavior, negative actions, Moses went 40 days up to into Mount Sinai to really help and transform the negativity, the action of negativity of the Israelites. And he went from the first day of Elul, 30 days, and 10 more days from the month of Libra, to really able to transform and support the Israelite, transform them from any form of any negative action to bring them into positivity. So that the 40 days ending in the month of Libra, on the 10th day of the month of Libra, which is known to be Yom Kippur, as we can all learn and discuss later, and some of you are already familiar. So the question is how these 4 weeks, following what we just shared, will influence the type of light that we will have, not just for this month, that we will have available for us for the next year to come, for the 12 months from the month of Libra on. We know the first day of month of Libra is the head of a new year. It's called Rosh Hashanah, the high holiday starting. So all the work that we are doing currently in this 4 weeks really help us to get much more light, and for the next 12 years. It's impacting the rest of the year. The Ari, one of the greatest Kabbalists, mentioned in a verse from Isaiah that it says, Anoten bayam derech. Anoten bayam derech, it's basically, the Ari is explaining, is the light is giving us a pathway through the ocean. And we are receiving, and Ari mentioned this verse, or this sentence, Anoten bayam derech, regarding to this month of Elul, that the Creator is giving each one of us the ability to create a new pathway for us, a new light, a new being, a new life. And how And this is the biggest question. How do we make sure that all the negative actions that we have done throughout the last 11 months that we have created will not manifest as negativity in my life? This is this month. To leave the past behind us. And we are able to, in this month, with the tools that I will share with you, with the power of the 72 names, how we can change things that we don't even know even what we need to change, and we need to ask ourselves, some of us really know the things that we need to change, maybe our anger, our judgment, maybe we are gossiping, whatever it is that we know are not really doing much good in our life, don't bring any light to our life. But besides that, one of the things that the Kabbalists are asking us is to ask this month that the Creator will show us the things that we need to change, that we don't even know that we need to change. That, like, literally open ourselves us and be limitless with what is that we need to change. We need to understand that when we speak about change, it is not just in that realm in this particular month. Because what Michael mentioned is that each of our soul is far more, it's much more greater than we think, much more possible than we think that our soul is. And the distance between who I am today, who we are today, to our potential is so greater than what we think. So the change that we are talking about in this month is to shorten the distance or the space of what we think we are versus what we don't know, even the possibilities of our soul and the greatness or the limitless possibilities that exist for us. So let's see how the first combination Lamed Kaf Bet can really help us. And this is really inspired by another lesson by Karen Berg. If we are watching a marathon, right? We can see the greater journey that every runner experience, right? From being tired and the difficulty of the running, and goes from 1 mile to another. And then, however, comes the joy of crossing the finish line. The runner, even if it's like taking a break sometimes, or for breathing, or just like drinking water during the marathon, when he's coming to the finish line, maybe some of you experience that, knowing that the moment we cross in the finish line is a feeling of victory, accomplishment, and a lot of joy, right? And this is the same way we are experiencing right now, and how we would like to approach this week as we're focusing on this work of this month of Elul. Not by coincidence that the first combination is Lamed Kaf Bet. Finish what you started. Finish what we started. I may have mentioned that before in this series of classes or other classes that you have heard from me, but I'm repeating it again for you and for myself. At the beginning of last year, Rosh Hashanah, New Year, we have listed so many things that we would like to accomplish this year. So many desires, dreams that we wish for our life, that it will have abundance in health and in love and a prosperity, traveling, whatever is that you wished for yourself, to become this person that you really truly inside know that you are. And what happened? We started the year, and we maybe came with a lot of motivation into the year, but life 1% hits, and we may have experienced different challenges during that year. But what we forget is that when we ask and We wrote our desires. We mentioned our wishes. From the light perspective, as the essence of the light is to share and to give, fulfilled our desires immediately. We truly received the energy of the light, of the fulfillment, already as we ask for. What's left for us to do during the year is to manifest it. Manifest it is by focusing, by making effort, as the runner in the marathon, right? We may have paused on that and we just let life really work their way with us, and we may have forgotten, or we may have really felt, I don't want to say miserable, but really frustrated maybe that our dreams are not manifested, and then we blame, or we say, oh, my prayers are not coming through, I'm pushing forward, I'm doing, it's only step by step, it's not really moving along. But here we are, we're getting a reminder, Lamed Kaf Bet, finish what you started. You set your mind to it, you have an idea, you may have started few steps. Finish what you started. It's the same way that we may have a daily to-do list, right? And we may have 10 items on our to-do list. Most of us don't really finish those 10 items. We leave 1 or 2 for tomorrow, for later. I'm too tired right now, or it's too difficult for me. So basically, the idea of Lamed Kaf Bet, or finish what you started, is to finish the list of the to-do list, is to shorten the distance, the space that we creating by maybe procrastinating, or because of some sort of a fear that we have, that we're not capable, or the doubt that we may have during the year or during the day that we are not able to finish. Our marathon is to run all the way through, to finish this year and feeling that victorious feeling this accomplishment, feeling the joy. Doesn't it feel great when we do a check on one of the items on our to-do list? We feel, oh, I feel great. This is what we want to feel. And we now reach the final and last month of this year. And we getting this opportunity. To feel that greatness again. And we can now, and we can know that the joy reaching the end and the great reward waiting for us at the finish line. And we are right now in the finish line. Something beautiful that Karen said, that in this month we put on our long range vision glasses and to see the finality of this earth experience. And we see the homecoming to the Creator is indeed possible. We cross the finish line with our hands raised in the air, and we know true happiness. This is what we want to feel this month. And our job this month is to allow joy to become a reality. Allow it to sink into our hearts, to our minds, and into our bodies, and experience the victory, and to be happy and to celebrate. And most importantly, as Karen's mentioned in the past, is that we must draw this higher consciousness down to as many people as possible that we can, through acts of sharing, through acts of giving, through acts of kindness, and through love. So this is the power of Lamed Kaf Bet. And our spiritual goal in this month is to be focused and follow through. And we're starting it this week with Lamed Kaf Bet. So let's each one of us choose one area in which to make a shift. And then commit to one solid effort that we can make towards the change, to shorten the distance, right, between our greatness to what we think we are right now. And perhaps we may decide that I'm not going to scream, or I'm not going to spend and I'm going to spend much more time with my family. Whatever the commitment that you make for yourself, the idea is to choose something that we can actually do and follow through. Interesting enough is that the following 72 names that correspond also with this week is Vav Shin Resh, known to be as memories. And, you know, when we speak about memories, like really, how many of us really remember what we ate for lunch 3 weeks ago on Thursday? Most of us don't remember, if I can guess that. But the idea is really not about remembering what we ate or what we have done and how we ordered it, how much it cost. The thing is about remembering. In this work of Virgo, of this month of Elul, it's correspond with a great concept that it's called tshuva. And I'll repeat that throughout this 4-week session of Elul. And tshuva is known to be repentance. But tshuva is a concept that enables us to go back in time to those moments that we acted with desire for the self alone, that we acted with some sort of negativity, egoism, and so forth. That we created short circuits in our relationship with others, and therefore it's really affected our commitment and relationship with the Creator. And what we want to do is that to make sure that our past and our past experiences, maybe we have experienced certain trauma, is to go through a process of really forgiveness, going through a process, forgiveness to ourselves, going through a process of remembering the lessons of our past and keep the past in the past so we're able to move forward, that it will not hold us hold us back of not moving forward in our life to reach our greatness, not to give it with all the pain that we may have experienced, maybe also in our past trauma, is to acknowledge those feelings, but don't allow those stories to continuously take us backwards and not forward. And what we would like to do is another tip with Vav Shin Resh is think back on the best time of your life. You will most likely find that there was someone else there to enjoy the time or the feeling with you, right? And we want to connect to the good that we have experienced also in our past and what we have learned from it that give us the energy, the boost to move forward and to continue. So we'll continue to work and speak about the whole concept of tshuva, but with the power of Lamed Kav Bet and the power of Vav Shin Resh is really able us to start to focus on our spiritual work this month, to shorten the distance between who we think we are to what the Creator knows who we are, to our limitless being, to our greatness. This is the power of the month of Elul, and another take of this month of Elul, to focus on that. And Lamed Kav Bet is finishing what you started, and Vav Shin Resh help us to work on the concept of tshuva, of repentance, to remember the acts of desire for the self alone that we have done, to go through the process of forgiveness within ourselves, and to move forward. In order to do a great process of forgiveness, there are different tips about that. I would suggest to really contact your personal teacher at the Kabbalah Center to do this process of tshuva in this month. If you have any question, please feel free always to contact me at rachel.madar@kabbalah.com, and I will be able to guide you in this process of forgiveness. It's a great time. We are really in great time, in an amazing period of time to receive tremendous amount of light. And we want to remember the message of Yaakov Avinu, of Jacob, that we want to grab this month with a tremendous amount of light that exists for each one of us. Thank you for joining me today. Happy New Moon, and see you next time.